Welcome to Baker Dave Presents. We're here today in the kitchen at Johnson Hardwick Hall. It's a residence hall here at Temple University. It's a working kitchen. There might be some noises, there might be some people in the background. Today, my special guest is Gadi Zimmerman. He is the student body president here at Temple University, and he's brought with him his recipe for challah, coming right up. So welcome, Gadi Zimmerman, class president.
Thank you.
That's pretty awesome. Is that your plans? You're going to be a politician the rest of your life? Like, where are you going with this?
Not exactly. I'm majoring in financial planning. So
okay,
I want to become a financial planner after school, but I also like politics and government.
So you might, who knows?
One day, who knows where I'll
Gadi
be.
one day, right?
We'll see. I don't know about that.
I mean, anybody can be president now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that the deal? So what did you bring for us to make today? What are we making today?
So we're going to make challah, which is a Jewish bread.
Okay, you're Jewish?
I am.
That's pretty cool. So bread from your people. So did you grow up in this area?
I did. I grew up from the suburbs of Philadelphia, so right inside Ambler, Philadelphia, Montgomery County.
Okay, nice. You got brothers, sisters?
I do.
Family? Like
one of 5.
Wow.
And I actually have a twin brother who also goes to Temple.
That looks just like you then.
Fraternal. So, you should be able to recognize us.
Looks similar. Looks like you.
A little bit. Yep.
So why challah? Like what's so special about challah? I mean, I like challah. I'm a huge challah fan.
Yeah.
Well, so you know what I'm saying?
I love bread. It basically started my freshman year. I got involved with Challah for Hunger at Temple. It's a national Challah for Hunger is a national organization based in Philadelphia, and my sister-in-law is actually the CEO.
I feel like I'm going to sound stupid here, but I feel like I've heard of Challah for Hunger, but I have no idea what they do.
That's
like I have to assume that they make bread for hungry people. Like I don't. Is that where we're going with this?
So basically what we do as an organization on campus is we bake challah every other Thursday right inside the Hillel in the Jewish Center.
Okay.
And we then sell the challah the following day in the Student Center, and the money goes to hunger relief organizations. So specifically, half of our proceeds go to the food pantry, which is the charity pantry on campus.
Oh, that's awesome. And that's new this year, isn't it?
It is.
That pantry. Do you know anything about that program? Because I think that's pretty cool.
I do. So we actually advocate on behalf of students that have experienced food and housing insecurity. So what
that's
food
a big
insecurity
thing now.
It is.
Like I know my daughter's going into college, and I'm not nervous about it, but I mean, it's like a real problem on campuses.
Right. It's scary because so many college students don't know where their next meal is coming from, and we're now starting to realize how many students are affected. Last year, a study by Sarah Goldick-Rabb, who's a professor at Temple, actually her research center found that 1 out of 3 students on Temple's campus are food insecure. So we actually had a fundraiser through the university, through Owl Crowd. Challah for Hunger had a fundraiser to raise $5,000 to help create the food pantry, and it was a 30-day campaign, and we actually raised $15,000.
That's awesome. So you had a direct hand in creating the food pantry. Like I didn't realize I didn't even know we were going to go there today, but that's amazing. I think that's a really cool program. It's actually, I mean, a while ago I heard a podcast about that. It's not when this person did it, but from the study, but previously, like that's an issue that's coming up. And I think it's because college is so expensive. Right. You know what I mean? Like it costs you so much money for books and everything else that at the end of the day, you're walking around trying to figure out, like you said, where you had to get the cheaper meal plan, or maybe you used up all your meals this week, and the last couple of days you're just kind of floating.
Right, and it definitely wasn't just me that helped with the pantry. It was many people throughout the campus.
Oh, for sure.
And that's what's important, that we all have to collaborate on campus to make sure that students know about this issue and how we can help solve it.
Yeah, that's awesome, and this is a stepping stone towards that.
Yeah.
Look at you changing the world already, man. You're not
trying.
You just became student body president, and you're changing the world already. This is amazing.
Thank you.
I think I'm going to vote for you if you become president, so I'm
thank you. I
totally down
appreciate
for that. I mean, I couldn't vote for you this time because I'm not a student,
of course.
But in the future, I'm definitely going to vote for you.
I'll let you know if I run.
I'll be right there. I'll make the inaugural cake. I don't think that's a thing, but we're gonna make it a thing. Okay, we'll make a giant like cake of your head or something. You know how we do the big cake here? Have you seen that?
Yeah, that's perfect.
We'll
make
a
big temple cake.
Yeah. We'll make a gigantic Gadi head for when you get. It'll be perfect. It'll be way bigger head than Trump's head. It'll be awesome.
That might be a little scary.
So we're making bread. It's very simple ingredients, right? We've got flour, 3 cups of flour,
sugar,
cup of sugar. Teaspoon of salt. No, it's teaspoon. Salt. Let's not get carried away.
Sorry.
Do you know why salt's important in bread?
Why? I actually don't.
Teachable moment. Two reasons salt's important. One is flavor, because without salt, it just tastes like
Right.
blah. And the other thing it does is it actually inhibits the yeast. It actually slows the yeast growth down. So if you don't have salt, the sugar feeds the yeast, which is super important because it makes the yeast grow. And then the salt says you're not going to grow quite that much, like you need to slow down. So it makes it so that it'll grow the right amount so that you put it in the oven and it works out perfectly. Does that make sense? So
It does.
with each other.
I've been doing this for 3 years and I'm still
Now you
learning
know,
everything, right?
One thing you will never do, now I'm going to teach you this too. Do not put your yeast on your salt.
Right.
You knew this already.
I did.
Okay, did you make that mistake already?
In our trial runs freshman year, we did.
So salt kills yeast.
Right.
So if you do that, you'll actually see it's kind of disgusting. I'm using fresh yeast today, but it'll actually like melt it. And it'll kind of go everywhere, and then you're like trying to mix your bread up, and then you're wondering why it's not rising or going anywhere.
Yeah.
That's because you killed all the yeast prematurely. So we're mixing by hand because that's what we do here on Baker Dave.
Perfect.
So you're getting your hands in there, okay? You can
All
start
right,
mixing
sounds
that up.
good.
We're gonna add I think it's a half a cup of oil
Yep.
and 2.5 cups of water.
Perfect.
So I use the yeast last, and as you're mixing this up, get that going. Your recipe actually called for instant yeast, so what we're using is fresh yeast because that's what I had here. It's a very simple conversion. If you go online, you can see. I think fresh yeast to instant yeast is 3 to 1. You need way more fresh yeast than you need instant yeast. Some of the other yeast, it's 2 to 1. Like you have to look and see what you're doing there. So this is reason about an ounce and a half of yeast. You ready?
I'm ready. There we go.
So once you get that all together, then we get to. Do you do it by hand there, or do you use a machine?
We actually got a grant from the National Hall for Hunger to get a KitchenAid mixer, so that helps us double our ingredients. We do one by hand and then one by mixer. So we
Like
make
how?
more than one batch per bake.
Wouldn't it be better if you had like, I don't know, a gigantic mixer like I have here?
It would
You
be.
could make like 50 loaves at once.
That's the
So
dream.
anyone that wants to donate to this organization, they could really use a real mixer. I mean, the KitchenAid, they're going to blow that out in probably a year, to be honest. They're not. Did you get a professional one, or did you get like a regular one you get at Macy's or something?
We got a regular one.
Yeah,
so
that's not going to last. You're totally going to blow through it. I'm not lying. I'm
No, I
being
know.
honest. If
We're
you did
careful with it.
It doesn't matter. Your bread is very difficult. It's a lot of strain on a mixer, so you really need like a professional mixer. And I think this is a really important program that you guys are doing here. I
Thank
think
you.
someone should definitely step up and donate for that. I mean, I would, but I don't really have that kind of cash. But somebody should, for sure. All right, so it's coming together. Now we can dump it on the table and actually knead it.
Perfect.
So you've done it by hand, so that's pretty cool that you know how to do it. And you know that you're going to be here for hours, right?
Right, they say in the recipe we use, you have to knead it for 10 minutes, and that makes sure you get all the air bubbles out, so when it rises, there's no air bubbles in the actual challah.
Okay, so that's not entirely true. I'm totally blowing your bubble here.
Yeah,
so to
what's
speak.
the true aspect?
So you don't really have air bubbles in at this point. I'm going to show you something else too. I noticed what you were doing is you're using your fingertips.
You're supposed to use your knuckles, right?
You would either use your knuckles or you use your wrist, and the reason is you're keeping it in line with your arm because that's where. So you ever notice if you take a straw and you stand it up here, it's harder to press this way than it is to press when it's laying down?
Right.
So you want all of this to help support it. You do this all the time and you're putting the strain on your wrist, you're actually going to end up hurting your wrist after years of doing it. So you want the strain to be up your arm. So that's why they typically will do this. What you're actually doing is you're developing the gluten that's in the flour. So right now you kind of see this, it's like it easily pulls apart, right?
Right.
It doesn't really stick together. It almost feels a little lumpy, right? Gluten is the protein that is in the flour. It's what some people are allergic to it. What it'll actually do is as you work it, and it'll be what, 8 to 10 minutes or something probably?
Yep.
All of a sudden this will get smoother, it'll become more elastic. You're forcing all the gluten strands to hold each other in. So instead of it being just a simple mix like this where it's still lumpy and not smooth and loose still and rips easily, this will it'll eventually get to a point where it'll stretch real nice and the gluten strands will actually lock onto each other, which is also the reason why you can't use it right away. We're gonna do this and then you need to let it rest like 10 minutes or so,
Right.
because you need those gluten strands that are locked in tight, which is awesome, but you need them to loosen up just enough that you can actually start doing stuff with it.
You can tell I like the advocacy aspect more than the baking.
That's too bad because you should really love the bake. This is very
It's relaxing.
cathartic. Is that the right word?
Therapeutic.
It really is. Like I'm a huge fan of making bread. I mean, of course I'm Baker Dave, but I'm just saying like I very much enjoy making bread. I actually even like doing it by hand like this as opposed to using a machine all the time because it gives you like, it's almost like you said, therapeutic. Like you have to focus on that. You don't really have much choice. And the thing about bread too is once you start, you can't just stop and go someplace else. You have to finish what you're working on. It will grow on its own. It'll do all the stuff on its own. I'm going to throw a little more flour in there.
Perfect.
Just because it's... I'm sorry, did you want to mix some more? Because I feel like I'm taking it all from you.
Sure, let's kind of...
take turns here.
Perfect.
And see, it's starting to come together. It's a little bit tighter now, right?
Yep.
Oh, it's the fermenter I thought you were doing with your...
No, I learned.
Okay. I don't want anybody to get hurt. I want you to, be able to use your arms and fingers and everything the rest of your life, right? No one should be hurt making bread. You figure they probably were doing this for thousands of years, right?
Yeah, Challah's been around for a long time.
I'm a huge fan of making French toast out of it.
Oh, it's great.
One thing I will tell you about this recipe too is that it's kind of like a sweet dough recipe. So we're gonna make loaves today because it's challah for hunger, and we're making that type of bread. But you can actually take the same recipe. You can roll it out, brush some butter on it and some cinnamon sugar, and roll it up and make cinnamon buns out of it. You can make sticky buns with it. It makes great. I've seen where they actually put dried fruit in it and make like a little roll.
Yeah, throughout the semesters we actually add different ingredients. So this is the basic recipe.
So what are some other things that you do? I just going with things that I would do.
Yeah, the most popular are cinnamon sugar.
Okay.
We do chocolate chip. We've made cranberry in the past. And we like to get creative with it. We've done everything bagel seasoning.
Huh. How did that, on the top just, right?
Just on the top. Yep, we sprinkle it right on top.
I'm like, that would be a lot inside, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That's in case you have no one to kiss anytime soon. Right?
Exactly. All right.
So, I mean, you can see it's getting tighter, right? Like that's the gluten strands coming together. There's no air. You haven't heard a single air bubble come out, have you?
No. Now, the trick I know how to, when it's done, this might be wrong. You'll have to tell me if it's right.
Look, have I ever not told you when you're wrong?
Nope.
Okay.
So what we do to make sure we know when it's done is when you poke it, if it shoots right back, then it's done.
Right, because the gluten strands have all attached to each other and they're good to go, right? They're
Yep,
tight.
so I know a few things.
Look at you. You might be a baker yet.
Maybe.
So we're gonna skip ahead.
Perfect.
So look at that. TV magic, right? So once it rests though, it won't fill back in.
Right.
But you can see how tight. It's not just breaking off. You know what I mean? It's very stretchy at this point.
Perfect.
Okay, so now how do you typically shape it? Dude, I totally have to come by and get some of that chocolate chip challah bread now. I didn't realize
We sell every other Friday. I'll let you know.
When do you sell it? Like I feel so like out of the loop here all of a sudden.
So now that we're an official organization, we can sell in the student center. So we sell on every other Friday from 11 to 1, 12 to 2 usually.
On every other Friday. I'm totally picking up some. That's perfect because then you can pick it up for the weekend and go make your challah French toast.
Yep.
That's perfect. Okay, so what we're going to do is this is going to make actually 2 loaves. And you typically do a 6 braid?
So at Challah for Hunger, we usually do a 3 braid because we can make more challah with it. But now that we're only making 2 today, you mentioned you know how to do a 6 braid.
Yeah, I'm going to teach you the 6 braid method. I'm trying to cut, try to keep it somewhat even. Like this feels like it's, like I could use a little more over here. Like, you want to cut that into 6 pieces?
Oops.
I feel like you're just guessing right now.
I am.
Okay.
All right.
Did you get 6 out of it?
No, I got 5.
You got 5, right.
So now we just have to add.
Now you have to make a 6th one. Typically I would cut it in half and then cut each half in thirds. That would give you 6, right?
You would think I would do that, but
it's okay. I mean, you said yourself you're here for the people, not necessarily for the bread.
this is the fun aspect.
So for people at home, you should never rip bread like he's doing right now. I'm glad you were able to. I know you know that, and you're just showing that as an
Exactly.
example of what not to do, because that's very important that they know that. It's going to make it tighter for one as you're trying to work with it, because you're ripping it, and so you're going to have a lot more fun trying to roll yours out. I could give you mine if you'd like to have
That's
it.
okay.
If you'd like it to be
I like
easier.
the challenge.
All right. Sounds like a plan. So we're going to roll out 6 sticks, right? I oftentimes use a wooden table. You may not have that at home, but it helps your bread get grip. So on a wooden table, it'll actually grip the table, and you can more easily roll out your pieces. If you don't have a wooden table, I mean, you could do it in the air if you want. I've seen people do that.
That's what we do.
You don't have a wooden table?
No, we have a metal.
That's a shame. So when you're donating your money to the organization to help them buy a mixer, remember that they'd really love a wooden table as well.
You're a perfect spokesman for our organization.
And I'm a baker.
You should come to a holiday
Maybe I
once
should
in a
come
while.
help bake some challah bread one day.
Follow us on social media. You'll know when we bake.
I thought I was. Well, I don't know if I was, so I didn't even know about the organization, to be honest. But I 100% will follow you on social media, and we'll definitely come by and help out one day. I just said that on TV, didn't I? So I can't even back out of that, can I?
Nope, we have your word.
That's good. So you're almost done with school, right? You're a senior?
Unfortunately, I'll be a senior next year.
Oh, so you're a junior this year.
I would have
Or no,
been.
you'll be
I'm a rising senior.
You're going to be a senior. I was on
Correct.
the right page the first time. I'm very confused. And that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't want to leave yet.
So get your master's or something, right? Can't you just keep going?
I could.
Couldn't you just
I want to
stay in
start
school
earning
forever?
money
You
though.
could teach at some point, and you can never leave, right? That's what my
That's
brother
true.
did.
Really?
I shouldn't. My brother got his PhD in philosophy,
Wow.
and we joked that he never left college because he just didn't want to leave. So he stayed in college, got his master's, got his PhD, and then taught, and he's a professor now. So he
That's
never
great.
left college. He never had to join the real world. How you doing over there?
I'm doing all right. Do you want to roll this one out for me? Speed up the process.
Do I ever? No, I'm gonna grab a sheet pan.
Perfect.
How about your twin brother? Is he leaving school soon?
He'll be a rising. He's a rising senior as well, but he's actually studying education, so he might get his master's after school. He might
So you're
do
saying
what your brother did.
So you're saying he didn't get held back at all? He's a rising senior just like you because you're
He
both
is.
twins?
Correct. He actually
Or
transferred
you didn't
here.
get jumped ahead? Oh, he came here? So you guys didn't go to the same school originally?
For 1 year, we were at different schools.
And then he couldn't stay away. He was like, I gotta go hang with my twin brother.
Yeah, we're just too close.
I mean, but he obviously followed you.
Exactly.
Because you didn't give up your dream and follow him, right?
Well, he didn't like his school, and he would come visit me at Temple, and he loved it.
What's not to love? Temple's like the
Exactly.
greatest school there is, right? All right, so you might want yours to be slightly longer, just because the 6th grade is a little bit more involved. You're finding that they're shrinking back a little bit because you're a little tight.
Yeah, you were right.
Well, I mean, it happens sometimes. I'm right. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get these out of the way.
Perfect.
We're gonna actually go, and you're gonna stick all these pieces kind of together here at the tip, right? Now that I'm gonna teach you this, you have to, maybe that's what I'll do. I'll come by and teach the rest of you guys how to make the 6th grade. You can add that to your repertoire.
Perfect.
Okay, we're probably gonna cross paths a little bit. I apologize.
That's all right. Do you want me to move over a little?
I don't know if it's that easy. A little bit. All right, so have a nice look at that. Okay, perfect. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna take your right one, you're gonna go all the way over across the top like this. You're gonna take your left one, you're gonna go all the way over across like that. This is what your thing's gonna look like the entire time. Because now, really simple, you're gonna take the first one that you went over with, you're gonna bring it to the center. Okay? Now you have to replace that one over there, so you're gonna take this one and put it up over here, then you're gonna bring the right one and put it in the center. Then you're gonna take this one over here, you're gonna put it back up here, and then you're gonna bring this one down to the center. See what I'm saying? So you're always gonna have this look here, and whichever one you didn't just move, you're going to bring that one to the center. Simple enough, right?
All right.
To the center.
Been getting the hang of this.
Over to the center. Over to the center. Over to the center. Over to the center. Over.
You lost me.
To the center. That doesn't look anything like this right now.
You went too fast.
Okay, you've got these like this, right?
All right.
Okay, so this comes to the center.
Perfect. And then you bring this one back.
And then, no, this is down here. So, I don't. Okay, so let's back this up again.
You went too fast.
You went like. Okay, let's do this. I think we got it now.
All right.
So now, I'm not sure what you did.
I didn't ruin the whole thing.
Actually, you did. No offense.
All right.
Okay, so this over here, right? That's how we're starting. And then this one's coming to the center, right? And then you have to replace that one, so you take that one. And then you bring this one to the center. You have to replace that one, and then you bring this one to the center. Then you have to replace that one.
You bring
this one to the center. Then you bring this one to the center.
Okay.
You got it? Yeah, no, you're right.
All right.
See, you're doubting yourself.
There we go.
And you thought I was just saying those words like to the right and to the center. That's because I'm confusing myself. It's not that simple. Now I have to remember where I was. These were both here. I think that's where I was. Look at that, it's beautiful. And then when you get to the end, just kind of pinch it together. Okay. You're doing great.
A little bunched up.
No, it's perfect.
Just gonna pinch that together.
Because then what I always do is I take it and I kind of bring it together anyways. Like when I was done, mine kind of looked like that. I kind of, as I pick it up, see how nice that is?
Perfect.
And then you can drop that down. Yours looks almost exactly like mine. And then we're gonna proof this. So this is gonna take what, like an hour and a half? Do you guys have a proof box there?
We don't. We let it rise. We put something. You have to let something go over it. So we usually, when the challah rises, we put something over it. Then
like a damp cloth or something.
Yep. Because we let it rise for a few hours, we put it right in the oven.
Once it's done rising.
Right.
Right. Well, that's what you would do.
Yeah.
So that's perfect. So they could also use a proof box. You can get cabinets. They're actually not that expensive.
We also need this donated to Challah for Hunger.
This is what I'm saying. We need a whole kitchen for you guys. We'll see what we can do. So we're going to set that aside and let that proof. Once that's proof, it's going to look like this. It'll be nice and doubled in size. That might be a little overproofed right now, but that's okay. It's going to be beautiful, right? Everything's going to be great. It's you see how much bigger it is though than what we did, and then you egg wash it, right?
We use an oil base because we actually bake it vegan. The Challah for Hunger founder is vegan, so we use the Challah for Hunger recipe, and it's all oil. So the oil supplements the egg wash.
There's an egg wash at the end.
Right. So we actually use oil to wash on top instead of egg. You could use egg to give it that color.
Today we're going to use egg to give it the color, but I do see what you're saying. The oil is actually a good choice. But I have an egg wash right here, so we're going to go ahead and use the egg wash today. So if you're at home and you're not vegan,
exactly.
I like that you want to include everybody, to be all-inclusive. I think that's very important. I mean, you want vegans to buy your bread too, right?
Right.
You'll literally just egg wash the entire thing, and mostly this is for color. So the proteins in the egg or your oil, they're really proteins. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but that will actually brown it, so it gets a nice, beautiful color. We're gonna go ahead and stick this in the oven. It's gonna take 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Again, about 350. And we'll see what happens at that point. So we're looking pretty good there, right? Does that looks
great.
Like what you guys
beautiful.
You make down the street?
Exactly.
not quite so big, right?
No, not at all. We usually make 8 to 10 loaves with one batch.
Holy cow, with that same size batch?
Yep, we make them much more personalized, and we sell them for $3.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm trying to think what you would even get for something like this. You probably wouldn't get 4 times as much of that. You probably could get $12. You might be able to get $12 for that.
Yeah.
So, while it's cool, and what's going on after school? Like, where do you have job opportunities opening up? Like, usually you're going to your senior year, you better have
Right.
like internships ready or something, right?
Yeah, I actually have an internship right now with a financial planning firm, and I'm starting to look at job applications, apply for them for the next summer.
That's awesome.
What I want to do is I want to go become a financial planner, basically help people plan for retirement and education so that they can have enough money for that and for other expenditures.
Yeah, I definitely don't have enough money for that, so I could have used you a few years ago.
You know, to look for after I graduate.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you can do once you get to a certain age. Is it harder to plan? I mean,
No, you just got to keep saving.
yeah, that's not, you make it sound like it's so easy. Like, you just got to keep saving. Obviously, you're going to get paid better than I do, so
We'll see.
it'll be easier for you to save. All right, so we've got our big loaf here. You ready to try some?
Perfect. I'm excited.
See how we did here? One of the things I love about challah is how soft it is. You know why it's so soft?
Why?
From the fat.
Really?
So the oil that's in it, or if you use butter or whatever, it actually, so the word shortening is, it shortens the protein strands. So it actually makes them looser and makes your bread softer. So the softer the bread, the more fat that's in it. That's why if you get like a baguette, they're not soft at all, right?
Right.
Because they're lean doughs, they have no fat in them.
So you're saying if I eat 2 or 3 of these every bake, that might not be the best for my health?
Probably. I mean, what are you looking for? I mean, you know, it depends on, round is the shape.
That's
You know
true.
what I mean? So, like, I personally am in shape. It's just not maybe
Exactly.
the shape that everybody else wants. You know what I mean?
Right. You look pretty good, though.
Yeah. Well, thanks. That's cheers, man.
Cheers.
Perfect.
It's great.
Thanks for coming, man.
Thank you for having me.
I really appreciate it. This is delicious.
Of course, I'm excited to see you next year.
Thank you for joining us here on Baker Dave Presents. And special thanks to Gadi Zimmerman for bringing his delicious challah recipe and teaching us all about Challah for Hunger and the wonderful work they do here on Temple University's campus. Join us again next time for Baker Dave Presents. And remember, every recipe has a story.